It's sure wonderful to be back down here in this beautiful desert country on the edge of the Sea of Cortez. I had the pleasure about 7 or 8 years ago of, actually, gosh, more like 17 years ago, of hunting this country once before on the Seri Indian Reservation. And I just haven't ever seen any more beautiful desert country than this, with all the varieties of cactus and the aqua blue ocean and these rugged rocky peaks all around where the sheep live. And this is just our first day, but we're so happy to be setting up camp and getting ready to hunt tomorrow. And hopefully tonight we can spot some rams in the evening and see where they bed down and be on them first thing in the morning. But it's great to be back again. I really love this country.
Dos machos.
Somebody spot a ram.
There's a good shot of him.
What power do you have that spotting scope set on?
I don't know, probably 40.
Look at it right there. Oh yeah. Standing there like a silhouette, like a statue. He's looking right down at us now. He's broomed, but he's at least three-quarter curl, I'd say. Well, I've hunted all my life with just a bow and arrow, but when the compound was invented, I started hunting with that more often than not for 30-some years, and then a little over a decade ago, I went back to my roots and began hunting strictly with traditional archery gear, longbows and recurves, and I'm going to be using a recurve on this hunt with cedar arrows, and I realize that sets the bar pretty high and the odds are pretty slim, but you got to have that impossible dream, and occasionally they come true. All right, perfecto. Two of them. I just see there a bit of white on their hind ends. What's the plan?
Okay, remember the rock outcropping they were on?
The high one up there, yeah.
They fed to the left, maybe 80 yards in the brush, and they laid down. We're going to go up this draw, come across to that rock outcropping. We're going to be very close.
Yeah.
And we're going to sit
on that rock.
We're going to sit
and watch.
And hope the wind doesn't blow them.
Yeah.
And be ready for them to move. As soon as the sun comes around this way, they may get up and move to some shade in the middle of the day. We may be there all day. We may be there till night.
They might move right up against that rock.
They may come to us. They may go away from us. But either way, we're ready for a stalk.
Yeah, sounds good. Good experience so far. But because they moved that white t-shirt, completely removed it, that was the signal that the sheep had buggered off and that there wasn't any point in continuing the stalk. So I guess we got to hike all the way back down there and think about another opportunity. Try and find one. Vámonos a cazar.
Looks pretty good to me, Dennis.
Either one of those last two arrows would have killed him.
is we've got 2 rams found down here. Both of them are good for Dennis and his bow. One's really good. We've got a little white peak that's above where these rams are. I think we're going to have Dennis, maybe Renee, and you walk way around, and if you can get to the top of that peak without boogering them, they know we're here, way out here, about 1,000 yards, then maybe we can ease up through there and I'm not going to say drive them, but get them moving in your direction possibly. If not, maybe you can come down and take a look at them. I don't know. It's the best we got with the bow.
Right here, this is the Syrian Indian scent protection, so I can pull rubbed out. You help me find him.
Found him? Still going.
That last one looked like a real good one.
Well, this morning, shortly after the sun came up, about a half an hour, our crew spotted 2 really nice rams about 1.5 miles away, pretty high up on the mountain. And we devised a plan to try and outsmart them. But in the end, with a change in the wind, we got within 500 yards and they outsmarted us and took off for parts unknown. But it was worth the effort. It was our second stalk we made in 2 days. And a rifle hunter could have had a shot at those rams at 500 yards. One of them was standing on a rock for a while, but they didn't come any further our direction. They had been coming our way. And then I think they got a whiff of our wind with a change in wind direction that only lasted a few seconds, but sometimes that's enough. And so we're off to look for more rams tonight, and tomorrow maybe we'll make another stalk. Having a great time. Yeah. Another blown stalk, but I'm not sure that we blew it. I think that just fate conspired against us on this one. But at least we saw 2 ewes, and I spotted a young ram nobody had seen, and then that ram that Renee was convinced would come our way eventually did, but he passed below this cliff way out of sight below us and went up that far cliff over there up to the top of the mountain. Rifle hunter could have shot him, but not a bow hunter.
Meraviglioso. Fantastico.
So it's
Also, but there's not just scallops in here. There's cooked shrimp, fresh shrimp caught right here in the Sea of Cortez. So we've got avocado, we have onions, we have tomato pieces, all chopped up in little pieces, and little scallops and shrimp, and it's heaven. I mean, you can't get this stuff in a five-star hotel any better.
You've asked me what drew me to joining the pro membership sweepstakes offered by Sportsman's News. The membership was annually was less than $300, and I decided it was well worth it to get involved. And there are a lot of other perquisites as well to membership, but the drawings, of course, are a big draw, not to make a pun. And so I joined in the first year. I hadn't been a member a full year before I got drawn last August for this desert sheep hunt. Of all the hunts to get drawn for, this is probably the most coveted one of all.
Tuvimos.
Well, Renee got his job done, and I didn't get mine done.
Whoa.
I had a wonderful shot opportunity, not close. It was probably around 45 yards,
Really?
but I shot it for a little under 40 instinctively.
there was a big hollow between me and the little arm of the swale he ran across up onto. And when he stopped, I had a perfect shot. He was quartering away from me. And what I've noticed so many times is if you have a concave surface between you and your target, it makes it look further than it is. And oftentimes I've shot high because of that effect, where it's closer than it really looks. Well, today I decided I wasn't going to shoot high, so I shot low. You got to take advantage of an opportunity, especially when you're desert sheep hunting, because you're not likely to get many shot opportunities, and probably none at under 20 yards unless you're incredibly lucky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, I could go home happy because even though I haven't yet killed a ram, I do have 4 days left, and I may not get another shot opportunity, but I had one, and I've always had the philosophy that if I go out on a bow hunt for a trophy animal and I get at least one shot opportunity, then the good Lord has blessed that hunt for sure, and it was up to me to make it happen, and I didn't make it happen. So I go home with no one to blame but myself, but having had a great adventure.
Sportsman's News Television is brought to you by Alps Outdoors. Exceed your expectations. EBA. It's just a better gun. Double Tap Ammunition. Made with pride in the USA. Sitka. Turning clothing into gear. Browning. The best there is. Schnell Trophy Cam HD. And brought to you by your local Ford stores, home to built Ford tough trucks.
What's America's best-selling brand of trucks? You're in for a big surprise, pal. Actually, you're not. It's Ford F-Series again, and it wasn't even close. Same trucks that have been leading the industry for 39 straight years. Why? Game-changing innovation, like F-150's high-strength military-grade aluminum alloy, which helps make it stronger, more capable, and more efficient than ever. Innovation. It's why Ford F-Series is making every other truck brand history.